Thank you for joining us for this episode of CNTV. I'm Brad Clonch.
And I'm Quin Tran. A Chickasaw Lighthorse officer receives national recognition.
Officer Jared Buckaloo is named Indian Country Law Enforcement Officer of the Year.
The International Association of Chiefs of Police honored him with the award for his courage and actions confronting an armed suspect.
So basically, just to simple it all up, is proactive policing, and also to make sure our facilities inside the Chickasaw Nation are kept safe.
Officer Buckaloo, you've been in law enforcement since 2017, with Chickasaw Lighthorse since 2020. The training for your work is very valuable. You're part of the SWAT team. Tell us about that training.
I joined the SWAT team shortly after being hired on with Lighthorse Police, and the training that they give, it gets as close as real world as possible. Hostage situations to barricaded persons to manhunts. The training that they provide and the training that they push us to attend is, in my opinion, you can't find better. And they make sure we are ready to go at any moment's notice, whether it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon or it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I think the most rewarding thing about this career is being able to give back without expecting something in return. So the reason I do this job, I've always grown up being a helping person, lending a hand. My mother was a chief of police for 12 years. My father was a police officer for 15 years before he took a job with the Chickasaw Nation as a firearms instructor. He trained all the security guards within this area. My stepdad's currently still employed with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. He's a lieutenant and he's 34 years in. So, and my brother just recently graduated from the Law Enforcement Academy, and he's been, I think, in law enforcement 2 years. So it kind of runs deep in this family, and being able to serve not only the Chickasaw Nation, but people in general, it means, you know, there's always someone wanting help. And if I can be that helping hand, especially with the Chickasaw Nation, then I'm going to sign up for that, and you're going to get the best help and utmost respect you can have. It's very important to me, and it's always to enhance the overall quality of life of the Chickasaw people. So if I can enhance your life in any way, I'm going to do it.
Officer Buckaloo worked with a K-9 partner for a while, but now spends a lot of his time helping to train new officers joining Chickasaw Lighthorse, and he continues to serve as part of the SWAT team.
Law enforcement leaders say his dedication, skills, and service made him the unanimous choice for the Officer of the Year award. In other news, the state of Oklahoma recognizes the actions of Chickasaw Lighthorse Police during wildfires earlier this year. Lighthorse police officers worked with local law enforcement and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol to evacuate residents in the path of wildfires in the Ratcliffe City area. The officers were also instrumental in keeping roads safe and clear for emergency use. Existing cross-deputation agreements allow Lighthorse Police to respond quickly with other law enforcement agencies.
10 seconds left.
Young Chickasaws experience the fitness it takes to be a Chickasaw Lighthorse officer. They took part in physical training and team-building exercises, all part of the Chickasaw Lighthorse Youth Police Academy. The program also engaged the students in crime scene investigation tasks and techniques. The Chickasaw Nation-sponsored program gives Native youth, ages 12 to 16, an opportunity to explore a career in law enforcement.
We travel now to Stroud, Oklahoma. Some Chickasaw families spend a week at the Tatanka Ranch. This is where the tribe hosts the Chickasaw Cultural Enrichment Family Camp. It's a great time for families to bond, enjoy games, cultural demonstrations, and activities. Citizens enjoyed learning the Chickasaw language and heritage.
So it means a lot to me to come have this experience, because my family, my great-grandmother was Chickasaw, and she passed away when I was young. So I had no Chickasaw language skills, no Chickasaw heritage knowledge at all, because it never got passed down to me. And after coming here, I can understand how they think the Chickasaw language needs to be carried on for the next generation.
The Chickasaw language is integrated in all activities during the camp. This cultural enrichment family camp is held every summer.
Our next story features the inspiring efforts of a Chickasaw man and his wife. Chickasaw citizen Dwight Durant is a retired state trooper, his wife a retired nurse.
They travel on their boat 6 months out of the year and discovered what they say is paradise. They want to share it with others.
The couple is brightening the lives of families of fallen law enforcement officers through their nonprofit program called 10-7 Retreat.
So 10-7 is the off-duty code for law enforcement officers. I'm a retired Oklahoma Highway Patrol trooper, lieutenant out of Tulsa, and Shelley is a retired nurse. We've always had boats and we've always boated. And I retired 3 years ago and we did this thing called America's Great Loop. It is a 6,500 mile circumnavigation around the eastern part of the United States. And on that trip, we went to the Bahamas for a couple months and we were in a motorboat. And we instantly fell in love with the serenity and the beauty and everything that is the Bahamas.
There's so much just peace and serenity. People down there they're also friendly and it's quiet and it's just a great atmosphere for healing.
The greatest thing about that is sharing it with people, getting them down there and letting them see everything that is the Bahamas. And we were trying to think of a way that we could bring people who may not otherwise have a chance to come down there. And it kind of evolved as Shelley came up with the idea of seeing if we could start a nonprofit where we could raise funding to bring the families of Oklahoma police officers who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty to a week-long retreat. And next thing you know, we've ordered some T-shirts and we're doing fundraising. And just a matter of weeks, we had enough money to bring our first family down.
You just sponsored your first family. Tell us about them. What happened in their story?
So Kyle Davis was a Washington County deputy, and he was in the process of booking somebody that had been arrested, and there was an altercation that happened, and through that altercation, he lost his life.
Kristen Davis is the wife of Kyle Davis, our last recipient, and their two children, Seth and Pearl. She'll tell you that her children, when the event happened, it changed them, and they were not the same until after they got back from our retreat, and they got back to the most normal they've ever been since the event.
So it worked.
Yeah, which is what we want to accomplish. Get them out there, let them kind of start their own memories.
Cooked for them and took care of them and let them see all the fun things there are to see there, which there is a lot. They swim with sharks. They did find a treasure map and actually found a pirate's treasure in the adventure. So, which they really, really had a really good time with.
They did.
You saw the joy in them, huh?
Oh my gosh, yeah. With all the chaos that's going on in the world and the tragedy that's befell these families, to be able to get them away from everything, and some of these, they still have trials going on, to get them away from everything and let them develop their own memories as this family group, and to be able to show our supporters, people that donate to us, that while they may not be there with us, they're watching what we're doing and they're like, that's a good thing. That's something, finally something good has happened to somebody who deserves it so well.
The couple is planning now for the next family, the wife and two children of Edmond police officer C.J. Nelson. He died last summer in the line of duty.
If you'd like to support the Durant's efforts, visit 107retreat.org to donate and learn more about the mission to give some peace to the families of fallen law enforcement officers. It's a wonderful gift. Well, thank you for spending time with us.
We'll see you next time for another episode of CNTV.